I'm down at my favourite place to sit and enjoy being in nature. And today, my spiritual journey, I received some information. I was thinking of what I could put on YouTube, what would help people. And I thought, well, who am I? Maybe that's a question that we all ask ourselves. You know, how we was created, why we was created, what part we play. And today they were showing me insights into how to work that out. So first thing they said was pick 3 things that maybe inspire, that I love to do at this present moment. Because we're always evolving and we're always changing, and what we dreamt about yesterday, we might have a different dream today. So the 3 areas that came to me was films. I love films. I love watching films. I love being inspired by films. And I think when I ask my heart why, it's that somebody has created something for you to look at that might have a hidden message, or might have a bit of information for you, or a sign for you, or a trigger you, or inspires you to go out there and do something yourself. And so films is one of the ones that people probably don't even know about me, but I love watching films, all sorts of films, it doesn't matter. Especially ones with got meanings and insights to them. The second thing that came to mind was, even though he has passed away now, who used to be inspiring me a lot to go on my spiritual journey, was Wayne Dyer. Don't tell me I can't remember half the books, but what I found in books is that there would be just that thing that would trigger me, would get me to look outside the box, would get me to think about something, or think a different way. And I did his whole year thing where I was opening up the pages and going through the little messages and stuff, and I found that really the one where you change your mind, change your thinking, living the Tao, I think it was called. But that was, to me, was just inspirational. Can I remember any of it? No. And I think sometimes that you only get the information you need at that time, so you only see things at that time. So when you realize there's signs and information all around you, then all of a sudden you start to understand that the whole world is working with you, supporting you. And this is really what the spiritual journey is all about. We get so lost in the routines and losing our senses and not feeling alive and focusing on what we haven't got, that we miss out what is there to live. You know, if you can't get out of bed in the morning, you can't help anybody. So you are so important in your energy and your environment and everything. So that's why I love to be inspired, and that's why I love to look on stuff on YouTube, and it might be the simplest of things that inspire me or set me off. And I think that is what it's all about. And number 3 really is Enya. I love to listen to Enya. For the simple fact, at first I couldn't handle Enya. I took the best bits out, which you know, I felt so good about when I listened to it. But then eventually I could listen to all of it. And I think Enya has a thing of triggering your connection to yourself, your connection to the music, your connection to the universe. And that's why I probably loved it so much. And it has helped me to sleep at nights and helped me to just feel connected throughout the day. This opened up a whole new world of information for me, because I started to understand it is our connection that we're struggling with. Our connection to ourselves. We're resisting, we're blocking the natural automatic flow of healing, and the automatic flow of us just going with life and going with the flow, and we're missing out on so much because we're so caught up in what we haven't got and what we need, and to be perfect, to fit in, to please people, to play our part even. And I think then you start to understand that you're actually creating a world of no senses, no feelings, not being alive. I've done some amazing things in my life and amazing experiences, which I was sharing with my father the other day. And those memories are everything to me, because we did so much. But then when you get to, I'm coming up to 50 now, you start to say, well, what more memories can I create? You know, I feel a little bit lost because I have so much that I have done, that I've always been a person that does things in life, and through illness and trying to soul search and looking for things and hoping that I would be complete again, and you know, looking at old photos of when I was thin and all this lot, you know. But I have created the life I have. You know, I created a sleeping disorder. I stopped myself from being a professional footballer. I know that now through the soul searching, and I've created a lot of my fears. When I was a kid, I was so frightened of being overweight. It was unbelievable. I was so scared. I used to train so much and so hard. And now I've done my body so much damage as well. My knees are gone, my ankle's gone. I snapped my Achilles at 36, which meant it took me 2 years to walk. And this is excuses. But it wasn't though I was overly eating or anything like that. And then I found that the sleeping disorder stopped my metabolism. And eating certain foods would stop your metabolism as well. And then not being able to sleep. But luckily, I always meditated. And if I hadn't meditated, when I found out that I had a sleeping disorder, I was dying. Well, when I say dying, I mean, I wanted to get the best connection ever. 115 times an hour, I stopped breathing. 115 times. Imagine that. Stop breathing for 115 times. And my sleep was everything. I could sleep. You ask my friends, I could sleep within 20 seconds. So to have that taken away and to struggle to sleep, I now realise that why I was fatigued and I was tired and I didn't want life and I became a hermit. But these are all things that I created for a reason. To understand, you know, to understand about life and the way it works and everything like that. So those 3 points that came to me was very interesting. Then I looked deeper. I looked at my parents and said, well, you know, what did I get off them? What was it them? What did I love about them? I used my heart to work out. I love my dad's like so funny and he's an entertainer and he's just all right, great bloke. Everybody loves my dad. Anybody comes in contact, he has this ability to make people feel special. And I have that as well. That when I meet people know that I don't need or want anything from them, but they just enjoy the connection. But this is the connection that is part of being the energy of nature, and the part of being one with yourself and your mind, body and soul aligned. And my mother was very spiritual. She channeled and she never gave up. But like my dad, they both never gave up. They've gone through horrific illnesses and still fighting strong, you know. To find out that you could lose your mum at an early age in my 20s, it opened up my whole life to wanting to help people and to share with people. And so being a medium over 30 years, and I don't do readings, but I love to channel. You know, I love to gain insights because I now see the connection to everything. I now see how everything works and everything goes together, and when you're not part of yourself and when you're not part of everything else. And so the two combinations of my daddy was into football, so that's why I became a professional football coach. My mum was a teacher, so that partly was there. She was also very spiritual. She used to channel these wonderful insights, and I love channeling myself. But she had books and reams of information, and we used to share in the just looking outside the box. And I think that's the key sort of to life, is that when you look outside the box, you see a whole different world out there, you know. And I've had about 4 or 5 awakenings to understand my journey, and the enlightenment is basically just the 3 stages which I've put on my YouTube, you know, to understand that, and to understand that we have a human experience, we have a state of being, and then we have an automatic flow. And when you understand all of these and understand that everything is part of your journey, you start to understand that everything is relative. So me going on a 10-year soul searching mission meant that I cut off a lot of stuff that really would have helped my life if I hadn't. But if I hadn't gone on the journey, I wouldn't have the knowledge of knowing that, you know. So this is why I want to share with you guys, and I will share the good times, the bad times, everything, you know, because I think that you've got to give yourself 100%. You've got to give fully, because without that, how can you share in the experience? How can you evolve? You know, how can you be who you are? So then I looked at my parents, and then I looked at my son, and he has that same special gift of creating that connection with people. You know, he loves acting and singing, and you could see it. It just comes out of his skin when he does it. So, you know, he's got that as well. And so I think that's what it's really about, is connecting to other people, connecting to yourself, connecting to nature. That's why I did my own meditation, that I could even bring nature into my own home, you know, my environment, everything. It's all signs, it's all helping you on a journey. You've got so much choice and free will that you choose who you want to be. But the key to it all that I've found is that the more you do with who you are, get back to who I am, the more I do the stuff that makes me feel alive. And when I say make me feel alive, it doesn't make me feel alive straight away. It's only when I'm flowing in that which connects me. It's only when I'm doing stuff that connects me do I start to really, what can I say? I feel part of everything. I no longer feel not supported. I no longer not feel loved. I no longer not feel. And that's why sometimes I wish I could just stay in this energy all the time. But I'm not meant to, because I'm here to have a human experience. I'm here to learn. I'm here to share with others. I'm here to evolve. I'm here to learn from people. So you can't always stay in the complete. I do find that I have more time in the connection and realising that I'm never not connected. It's just that I'm resisting and blocking it. I'm sabotaging. I'm taking myself out. I'm focusing on stuff that stops me from flowing. I'm not helping my mind to clear all these negative thoughts and ideas that pop up. Because we all hold on to stuff, you know. We all hold on to memories of the past. So who I am is, I love to create. I love to share. I love to communicate with people. I love to be spiritual. So that's why I'm sharing this journey, really. You know, I have been top flight football, could have been a professional footballer, could have worked in pubs. I've done all sorts of things in my life, and everyone I've loved doing, don't get me wrong, you know. But then there's always a point where I wanted to move on, I wanted to do. But who I am now, you know, people still go on about me being a psychic medium and stuff. But do you know what? I don't think it even was the psychic medium. The psychic medium taught me how to channel, taught me how to connect, taught me how to work with energies. Yes, I did get insights for people. Yes, I did get future thoughts and ideas for people. I've never known my journey. I've just enjoyed it and enjoyed the moment. And I think that's why I've had some most amazing experiences. You know, yes, I've had bad things happen to me, and really bad things, in fact. And, you know, my friend took his life when I was sharing one of my birthday parties when I was in America. And, you know, that devastated me over a woman, and that brought up like women issues for me and stuff like that. But without all that, without my nan dying in my arms, without my mum and dad getting brain tumours and cancer and all this lot, I wouldn't be who the person is. I wouldn't be able to really connect with people if I didn't have all this stuff that happened to me. You know, I don't know, people say, well, you know, you've not experienced it, how can you possibly share it? But it's not even, it goes further than that. You can connect on a soul-to-soul level. And when you connect on a soul-to-soul level, you can really, both of you then expand the energy, and then both of you want to help each other. Both of you want to share an experience. And that's what life's all about. Not this, oh, whether you're good enough, whether you're bad enough, or telling people where they're going wrong and all this. Like, that's not what, we're part of the oneness. We're a pure energy. We're used to being part of a whole network of staff. And when we take ourselves away from that, we wonder why then we start looking at the lack of ourselves and looking at the lack of others and stuff. Because basically they're reflecting our lack, that we're vibrating. They're reflecting our insecurities that we've got to get rid of, we're holding on to. They're reflecting that we don't feel loved. The amount of healing I've done, and if people could just be the state of being of love, they would solve half their problems. They would solve half their issues. If they just flowed in life by drinking plenty of water, they would just understand and get rid of half the illnesses. You know, we're set up now with all these toxins of the body and everything that's subduing who we are. We're a pure energy that's just really put as much shit on our bodies and much shit in our minds and much shit in our souls that we're struggling. And we wonder why. Every day we're told about, you look everywhere around you, 90% of the world is in debt. 90% of the world is worried about money. 90% of the world is worried about having something. 90% of the world is looking to complete themselves within relationships. We're always looking for that next thing that we haven't got. But who we are is incredible. We're this amazing pure energy that only loses 10% of our brain that could, if it actually expanded, if we become part of nature, and because we would automatically clear or get rid of our emotions and stuff, we'd automatically see the beauty in all. We see the people's parts to play. Do you really, if you looked at your friends and family now, do you see their part to play? Can you see the benefit of what they give to you? I did this with all my friends and worked out which ones were causing me more hassle or more negativity, but they still had a part to play. I was still attaching to that because that's what I wanted, you know, because that's what I was vibrating, what I was giving out, what I was sharing. And so who you are is, what is your connection to the universe? What is your connection to people? What is your connection to nature? What is your connection? What makes you feel alive? You enjoy life when you're flowing, when you're doing stuff that makes you feel alive, what makes your body flow. Then your mind, body and soul comes into line, and then you have this higher connection. And it's not really a higher connection, because the purest energy is actually neutral, and it's what you put to it. When you understand that, what you put to your inner connection, it becomes. You learn your lessons. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but, you know, if you're always sitting in a pool of negativity, or you're always around people that are negative, unless you do regular cleansing, or unless you understand this, or unless your body is in such a way that it won't hold on to this negativity, you are going to become negative. You know, you are going to become that person that you probably fear or doubt of being, or you're vibrated that you're worried about being or experiencing. So spiritual journey is amazing. Who I am is amazing. But you've got to understand that everything's part of the journey. And when you see the bigger picture on that, you know, a blocked road is leading you in a new direction. A blocked road is giving you an opportunity. Having negativity on the body is a sign of that you're just attaching to the wrong things. That you're just focusing on the wrong things. Then you start to see balance in your life. Then you start to understand that positive and negative are needed. And you can focus on something good all the time. But because it's ever flowing, it can't be good all the time. It has to evolve like you have to evolve. So being the state of being of that energy, you will find. So if you are happy and just happy, the energy of happy, I mean, you don't have to have food or drink or people to make you happy. You can be the energy of happy, then you attract happiness, the automatic flow. Then you're always happy, you know. It is a state of being, a state of mind, a state of thoughts and ideas, and a state of who you want to be, really. You know, do you want to be that person that inspires people or ignites people or plants seeds in people so that they can grow, they can find their own journey, they can enjoy life, they can be who they want to be? That's up to you, you know. It's totally up to you who you want to be. Do you want to be a moaner? If that's your job in life, then fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But then when you've absorbed too much negativity, just understand that. You know, because that's what you're doing. I mean, some people have made great money out of moaning and groaning, but that's their part to play, maybe. Maybe they're good at it, you know. So, hey, I'm not saying nothing is wrong or right, because it's not. good always comes out of it. You know, you're always got the good energy that eventually that can come out of it, and you know, your journey is what it is. With a lot of people passing on at the moment, it has opened my eyes a lot to that magic moments are the things that keep you going, gets you up in the morning. So the more you create magic moments for yourself, create for yourself. You know, be selfish sometimes and just have your time. Go and rejuvenate. Go and meditate. Go and do something. And for those who struggle with meditation, stick it on before you go to bed. It's automatically programmed, and then once your mind understands that, it will accept it. Your mind's not accepting anything because it's worried about the too much negativity that's going in. It's worried about the insecurities that you've not let go of, or you've held it on the body and the body not flowing. It's all connected, you know. Then the mind is fighting the body, and the body is fighting the mind, and then the soul is trying to guide, but you're not listening to the soul because you're too busy worried about your mind and your body, you know. Unconditional love neutralizes. So loving yourself is very good, but once you've cleared that energy away, you've got to replace it with love, the energy of love, you know. And then you can become unconditional love, where you love all things, even things you don't like. You start to love. Why? Because you have no attachment to them not loving them. Okay, so who I am, I hope that's given you a little bit of insight today. This is how my world is. I sit down, something triggers me, and then I try and work it all out and see the connections, where it's come from, where it's gone to, what it's about, and everything like that. And I'm lucky to be able to channel. But sometimes, like I say, the information just comes straight through. I have no thought about it. No,